Life be lifing. We just talking Greazy. Welcome to the show. Hey, yo, what's good, gang? What's good, man? And we back. We back in the building one more time on this Tuesday night. Hopefully y'all feeling good out there. Hopefully y'all had a great evening, a great night. uh, 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 so hopefully y'all feeling good out there, man. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the shop. We back for another one. Um, we back in the building. You got your boy. I'm Greazy back in here. We got Miss Studio in the building. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate her for tapping in right now. You know what I'm saying? So, hey,
Thank you for having me.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hold up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get some stuff right
How
quick.
you doing tonight?
Oh man, I'm doing good. I can't complain at all. You know, blessed and highly favored. You feel me?
Okay.
Saying
Okay.
appreciate you though. Appreciate you for tapping in. Yeah, you know, you always welcome over here in the Grease land. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I said Grease land, but
The
it sounded right in
Grease
the moment.
land.
uh, but yeah, welcome back. Welcome back, y'all. I'm still setting up.
Okay,
I'm
so with
sorry.
the
I'm running a
topic
little late.
tonight,
8:12. So
with the topic tonight, I need you to, I really just want to know, like, I'm curious how you're defining the subtitle. When you say living somebody else's life, are you talking about like influence or comparison or misalignment? Because biblically, destiny is individual. What do you mean?
right, right. So basically, what I mean by that is, you know, kind of like a exchange program. You know what I'm saying? Like you've kind of switched destiny with someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like you might not have missed yours, but you switched it with another person.
How?
That's where I'm going with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you meant
Sometimes,
it like metaphorically, like people exchanging past through influences or choices. I see that. I just wanted to be careful with the language because I
yeah,
know,
or
like,
relation. You know what I'm saying?
biblically, there's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
literal exchange of destiny. Like, but what can happen is like misalignment when we adopt someone else's values and place pace or priorities instead of walking out what God assigned to us.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
guess,
yeah, 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 yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? We back. So if you come in, please hit the like button. Please share the live. Please drop a comment. Let us know you in the building. You feel me? That's what we do. Turn them notifications on, please. Please turn them on.
I don't think they're working.
I don't know.
I know mine
Uh,
don't.
Mine be
And I just
popping up
heard
though.
that's crazy
Mine,
because, like, I follow someone else and I was trying to, on YouTube, you follow different creators. And
yeah.
I was paying like a membership for this other creator and I was trying to follow them on, like to have it notify me.
Mm-hmm.
And people in the comments were like, oh, you should turn on your notifications. And I was like, I do have them turned on. It just doesn't let me know.
So, I don't know. Mine be popping up though. I don't know why y'all though. You know what I'm saying?
It might be something dealing with my phone specifically. So
And sometimes you gotta go into your settings too and make sure you notification is cut on in there too. You know what I'm saying? Because you can cut
yeah, you may
notifications
be right.
different ways. So but all right, we finna get into a little content right quick, you know what I'm saying? So all right, just pull up, sit down, take a breath real quick, you know what I'm saying? Because tonight we're gonna talk about some real stuff, you know what I'm saying? Not relationship drama, not why men ain't this or why women ain't that. Now, tonight we're
Oh
talking
man.
tonight we're talking about destiny swapping, you know. Yeah, yeah, let that sit right there for a second. Just let it sit right there for a second. Because some of y'all ain't tired, just misplaced. Feel me? Some of y'all ain't confused. You just living a life that don't even belong to you. And don't get nervous. I'm talking to myself too. You know what I'm saying? So it be like that sometimes. Sometimes when you do this stuff, you gotta talk to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So see, destiny swapping is when you wake up one day and realize, like, hold up, how did I get here? When I was supposed to be there. You even look at your life and say, this don't even feel like me. You know, yeah, that's destiny tapping you on the shoulder, like, hey, big dog, you're in the wrong seat. It's time to move. See, nobody warns us about destiny swapping because it don't happen loud. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no big boom. It ain't no big attraction. You know what I'm saying? It don't come with sirens. It don't come with alarms. It come quietly, real subtle. You know what I'm saying? It come with comfort. It come with fear. It come with people's opinions. It come with playing it safe. Like destiny swapping usually start with one sentence. I do this for now. For now, next thing you know, for now done turned into 10 years. You ain't stuck, you settled. And see, black folks especially, like we get trained early to survive and not necessarily align ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We talk, get a job, be realistic, don't take risks, don't embarrass the family, don't fall publicly. You know what I'm saying? Like we taught at an early age to do these certain things. But ain't nobody say be fulfilled. So we start swapping destinies. You ever notice how most people or how most talented people, be the most stressed? What's up? Who's that lady? Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in. I don't think I am Aries clockwork because it's 8 o'clock and she gonna come in late since she missed her location again. Anywho, uh, how people would the most talented people be the most stressed. You know, the girl that can sing. You know, she working customer service, mad at everybody. You know what I'm saying? The dude that can talk his way to any room. You know what I'm saying? Like he working a job that he hate. Like, man, I'm just here for a check. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part is they'll clown the person that actually chasing their destiny. Are you still doing that little podcast? Are you still acting? Are you still rapping? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because it makes them uncomfortable. See, destiny swapping ain't always swapping with another person. Sometimes you swap destinies with fear, sometimes with trauma, sometimes with your parents' expectations of you. Sometimes you swap with your ex. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, let's talk about it. Some of y'all ain't miss y'all destiny. You gave it to somebody else you love. You ever fell in love and slowly become somebody else? You used to be creative, now you're quiet. You used to be ambitious, now you cool where you at. You used to dream big, you feel me? Now you asking permission to breathe. You ain't in love, you in a destiny's change. And nobody talks about how love will negate your future down to something disgustable. You don't need to do all that. Why you gotta dream so big? That ain't realistic. And you think about it, just translation to your destiny threatening my comfort. And listen, I'm not saying everybody around you evil, but some people just scared to walk alone. But destiny requires solitude at first. Ain't nobody clapping when you starting. Ain't nobody believing when it's ugly. Ain't nobody supporting you when it costs you something. That's why people swap destinies. Because destiny charges a price. Comfort got a subscription plan, you know what I'm saying? That's easy money. You know what I'm saying? Destiny want it all up front. Now I don't know if I mean to say this for the people in the back, but I'm gonna say it again a little bit slower. Comfort let you pay a monthly bill. You know what I'm saying? Destiny wants your whole heart, your fear, your pride, your excuses. They want that today. And a lot of us, and I'm gonna say black folks, like we already tired. We already carrying generations on our back. So when Destiny say jump, we be like, man, can I just lay down first? Can I just rest? My body tired, my knees aching, my back hurting. I got a headache. Can I just rest for a minute first? Next thing you know, you 40. You stable, but you unhappy. And you can't explain why you irritated at the people that's living freely. How does it happen? Most people don't even know how or when it occurs. That's true. But oh my man. But it happens when you stop chasing uh what you've aligned for yourself. That's when it happens. You stop chasing that. When you start selling, when you stop dreaming to be who you've always wanted to be. Because somebody said you couldn't make it, because somebody didn't support you, because somebody won't give you a down payment, to help you out. Like that's when it happens. You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing about it, you ain't even mad at them. Like you mad at you. And this thing, like when it happens, we get mad at ourselves because hold up. Yeah, we get mad at ourselves because we ain't fulfilled what we thought our life should have been. See, sometimes distance swapping don't always look like failure. Sometimes it look like success. But if you don't enjoy it, is it really success? You can have good money, nice car, a decent life, but every morning you feel like you clocking in for somebody else, or you clocking in just for the bare of your existence. That's when you know something off. Your destiny is yours. Nobody can take what God has ordained for you. But see,
Right.
that's why I'm gonna have to disagree with you at, because the only
Me?
person that can take your destiny away from you is you. You see what I'm saying? Yes, God has a destiny ordained for you, but it ain't just handed to you. You got to work for it. But if you start your life off and you start working for it, and then every little negative comment you get or every little failure you see, you stop pursuing it, then you won't get to your destiny.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now. I've been trying to see like where you was going with this whole time. Like because I was struggling with your definition of what destiny swapping meant. Um and the Bible talks
I mean,
about this as like quenching the spirit, not swapping destinies. Like when someone goes from dreaming big to just trying to survive, it's usually a sign of misalignment or fear based contaminant. You know what I mean? Like not God's design. Because First Thessalonians 5:19 say don't quench the spirit, but Proverbs 29:18 say where there's no vision, the people perish. And then Galatians 5:1 says, is it freedom? It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. So what you're describing is real, but I don't think that's destiny swapping. I think that's destiny shrinking under pressure. Like God doesn't exchange callings. People suppress them when comfort becomes more important than growth. And so,
well,
but there's also, I think that there's a very important distinction here too, because like alignment doesn't make you stop dreaming. It usually sharpens your dream. And rest doesn't mean you stop pursuing what God put you in. Like what you're describing sounds less like a alignment and more like resignation, right?
yeah, but no, when you say destiny, but when I say destiny swapping, you got to think about it now, because okay, if you don't pursue the destiny that God has ordained for you, then now that destiny that He has ordained for you is blank where He needs you to be. So now He has to put somebody else there. So now
Oh,
the
I get what you're
destiny
saying.
has
Okay,
swapped.
I get what you're saying. So like in the way in the way that you're obedient to God, like everyone has a purpose, right? A calling, right? Purpose is different from calling, right? And when you don't do what you're supposed to do biblically, you delay the calling on your life. And so all those people that you're calling would have allowed you to help or would have gotten you because you're supposed to like gain wealth and knowledge and stuff like that through your calling, right? And
Right.
so I I get what you're saying, like, because when her comment, oh hey, who's that lady by the way? Her comment said, how does that happen? Because most people
Which
don't
one?
even know. I mean, no, she said your destiny is yours. Nobody can take what God
Oh,
ordained for you. And you
right,
said, oh well, that's not true. You can. Like
right.
I think she meant no one else other than you because you're both right.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's true. Anything that we have was given to us before the foundations of the world, and it says that in scripture, right? So it belongs to us, and we're the only ones like stopping or delaying or slowing down that process, like through faith and obedience, right? So like biblically, when people are aligned with God, they don't get smaller, they get clearer, right? Like they may stop chasing that validation, but they don't stop stewarding the vision. And if someone goes from dreaming big to just trying to breathe, that's not alignment, that's weariness and suppression.
What
Like
did I just say now?
alignment doesn't kill the vision, burnout does,
Oh,
right? Because you're burned out from hearing
okay.
people tell you like, oh, that's not going to work, these evil spirits or things operating through other people, making you feel bad, demeaning you, and stuff like that. Like it's not someone taking it away from you, it's you believing that thing, right? That you hear from the outward, external stuff that's going on. Am I making sense?
Yeah, you making sense. You making sense, man. You know, they may have taken it temporarily, but what God has for you is for you.
I agree with that.
But see,
So I say the issue
I,
isn't
I,
destiny
I,
swapping; it's destiny being neglected because peace was confused with like shrinking oneself for whatever reason. Because that can look like a lot of different things. You see what I'm saying?
well, yeah, but see, I don't agree. I don't totally agree with that, and this is
Okay.
why. Her comment says, "Let me put it back up there so we can read it again." They may have taken it temporarily, but what God has for you is for you. The reason I don't agree with that statement is, um, oh, hold on, let me take that back. I partially agree with the statement, okay? Because
Okay.
what you're saying is true. What you're saying is true. What God has for you is for you. But the other side of that spectrum is we all have the ability of free will, right? So with that being said, if I never pursue God, what God had for me, I won't be able to get.
That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying? Because I
I get what
won't
you're
know what
saying.
align to follow his word, to follow his path to where he want me to go. So if I never turn to him, if I just live a life of evil doing and never turn to the right God, the only true God, then what he had for me, the destiny that he had planned for me, I would not be able to get. So it's two spectrum to that statement. Now your first part is very correct, but that's only in the exception that I turn to God that I can get what He has for me.
But again, okay, so here we go. So actually,
Okay.
I agree with it. So free will matters. If someone never pursues God, then they won't walk in what God intends for them. Like where I'm drawing the distinction is this though. Choosing not to pursue God is a decision, not a destiny exchange. That's free will, not swapping. So when someone stops dreaming
But
and stops pursuing or settles for survival, that's not their destiny being taken. That's them exercising free will under pressure, under fatigue, under fear, under misalignment, right? Like the Bible is clear. God sets up purpose, but we choose to participation. You get what I'm saying? Destiny doesn't move
yeah,
without consent. So I mean, maybe the real issue isn't destiny swapping versus neglect. It's whether someone is actively choosing God's path or passively settling for comfort. Because, like, when you don't obey God, when you're not faithful, it literally says He turns His face away from you. So you're no longer under that protection. And there are other spiritual things than God. You see what I'm saying? And, like, now those things can grab a hold of you. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't have
hmm
that protection. Because you know what I'm saying, you would have to repent.
but
What
it
does
can
that say?
also manifest through manipulation or spiritual warfare. So if you choose not to pursue Him, then that's different.
And that's
It's
basically what
still
I just said. Our comment. Right. Like I agree that manipulation and spiritual warfare are real. The Bible is clear about that. But even there, scripture never shows destiny being exchanged. It shows like um what it shows is resistance, delay,
but it,
distraction,
but it,
and deception. And spiritual warfare can oppose destiny, but it cannot own it. Because Ephesians
so let
tells
me
us that we wrestle not that we surrender. Warfare doesn't cancel calling; it reveals the need for discernment and endurance.
okay.
Does that make
So if
sense?
you say that you don't believe, yeah, yeah. But so if you say you don't believe that it's destiny swapping, um, do you believe that the word is fulfilled, or that what God puts in play is fulfilled most of the time or all the time, however you want to put it? Do you believe that?
I don't understand your question.
Do you believe that what God puts in play is fulfilled?
Do I believe? You said if I don't believe in destiny swapping, do I believe
Right. That what God puts in place is fulfilled.
that what God puts in place is fulfilled?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So just stop right there. Yes. Okay. So yes, you believe it. So if you believe that, and let's just say we talking about me and you right now, or me, you, and who's that lady right now? If you believe that, and I'm not aligned with what God has for me,
Okay, so
that
let me
means
answer the
that
question
means
then.
something.
Let me answer the
You
question.
you
I
you
feel
answer
like
you
my
answer the
whole
question with
answer would
yes.
answer. No, you told me to stop though. You cut me off. I feel like my whole answer would negate this question altogether. You have your answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you
Okay,
want me to continue with my?
go ahead.
Okay, so
Continue.
I was gonna
Continue.
say yes. I believe what God's put in place can be fulfilled, but fulfillment in Scripture is conditioned based off of obedience, not vulnerable to like theft. Like destiny isn't automatic in a way. Like it isn't transferable. God establishes purpose, and humans choose participation. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So what I'm saying is, if you believe that what God puts in place is fulfilled, right? So what I'm saying is if I have a destiny, and that God has planned for me, but I deviate off that route, right? I'm off the road. I'm ATV. I'm way out in the pasture somewhere, right? I mean, I'm from the country, so I'm I'm way out in the pasture somewhere. I ain't even on the road, right? So in order to fulfill what He's had put in place, He has to then insert someone else to fulfill that destiny. Till I come back around and gets back on the right path, then I can walk back in what He has ordained for me. But till I do that, He has to put another person on that road to fulfill what He's already put in place. You see what I'm
So you
saying?
saying if I'm not doing it, gotta have somebody else fulfill it until I walk
Right,
into what I'm supposed to be doing.
right. Because everything is predestined. He already know what's gonna happen. So he already know I'm gonna deviate off this path. So he already got a backup plan for another person to make sure what he needs to happen is gonna happen.
But I feel like okay, so
That's
I
only
think
your
we need
journey.
to separate God's sovereign will from an individual person's calling because God's purpose in the earth will be fulfilled. Yes. But scripture does not teach that God gives your destiny to someone else because you delayed. What the Bible shows is this. When someone doesn't walk in obedience, they miss the opportunity. Not that their destiny gets reassigned. Like God's plan to move forward is his plan to move forward, but the individual forfeits participation, not ownership. Does that make sense? Like
Hmm.
God doesn't recycle callings, he replaced obedience. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get
Because
what you're
like
saying.
okay, Romans 11:29 says the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable. And then Esther 4:14 basically says like deliverance would arise, but Esther's role was still hers to accept. And then First Corinthians 3:8-15 talks about how each person will receive reward according to their own labor. Like I don't want to say like it's works, but like labor of what obedience, right? And then Matthew 25 is the parable of talents. Like opportunity lost is not equal to destiny transferred. Because even in the parables in Matthew 25, like the person that had the most talents got the person who buried theirs. Like that person, the person who had one talent, they didn't get their destiny transferred. They just lost it out. They lost the opportunity altogether. You see what I'm saying? Because they had the opportunity, but they just lost it because they didn't manage it well. So God fulfills purpose. He doesn't reassign identity, is what I'm trying to say. What they said. Opportunities meant for you are
Opportunities.
not
Yeah.
rerouted to the other people. Yeah, I just said that. Yeah.
Uh, I don't know if I believe y'all on that, but hey, we can agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with it because I think y'all got valid points. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Uh,
I'm not saying that someone else who's also obedient doesn't get the same opportunity that you got to do that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying whatever your specific destiny is not given to another person because nobody, like, we're too individual of people to accumulate someone else's destiny. You see what I'm saying? Like,
but even if you, but
now the calling on your
individual.
life, somebody, like, if you're called to be a teacher, right? Because there are many who are called to teach, right? Um, you could teach, right? Let's just say one day you decide not to teach. Well, you just forfeited the right to participation to teach. That doesn't mean that God is not going to allow another person who's anointed to teach while you're deciding, like, oh, I don't want to teach, but they're not going to teach what TG would have taught. They're going to teach in a way that God ordained them to teach. Does that make sense? So it's still not your destiny, is theirs. They just got the opportunity and you missed out on it because you were doing whatever. They're not going to teach the same way and the same things and think and say the same things that you would have said. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
But technically they'll still be teaching. Like, I,
it's for you. It's for you only. Excuse me.
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I still got this little nasty cough. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I think we
I
all
kind of,
coughing in
I
this
follow you.
season.
Yeah, this weather tripping right now. Shoot, 19 degrees this morning. But but I'm just saying. I'm trying to see how I want to word it. Where I'm finna go
Mm-hmm.
next. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just say this, you know, we good on it. You know, I'm just say,
But,
it's never too late to go back or to swap back or however you want to put it. With whatever you, uh, with whatever you're doing in life. Just as long as you realign yourself with what God purpose has for you, and then pursue it. Not half pursue it, but actually fully pursue it. Mind, body, heart, soul, um, and everything, and let Him lead you. And then uh, it won't be easy, but you will definitely be able to pursue your destiny and fulfill it.
okay, so can I give you an example of what I'm talking about? Because
Yeah.
okay, so okay, so in the Bible, Saul did not lose his calling and have it given to David, right? So Saul lost obedience, not his identity. So God called Saul to be king in 1 Samuel 10. And then Saul repeatedly disobeyed God. And you can read that in 1 Samuel 13 and 15. Well, 1 Samuel chapter 13 and chapter 15. Okay. Because of Saul's disobedience, God raised up David, right, to fulfill God's broader purpose for Israel. So, but the distinction is like David did not receive Saul's destiny. David received his own calling. Because Saul remained king for years after David was anointed. And Saul's downfall wasn't destiny swapping, it was continued disobedience. So God didn't recycle Saul's calling to be king, he just replaced Saul's obedience. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like,
Yeah.
and let's also talk about this too. Like, because at first you was like destiny, and then you said like purpose, right? So I feel like there's a difference between purpose, calling, and destiny. So purpose is why you exist. And so biblically, that's God's intention for humanity and for you within his larger plan. And so Isaiah of 46 and 10, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, and I want to say Micah 6 and 8 talk about, like do justly, love mercy, walk humanly, humbly. Um, but anyway, the plain meaning of purpose is basically it answers the question, why was I created? Right? And so all believers share the same core purpose, right? To know God, to glorify Him, to live righteously, to love others. So the purpose is universal. It doesn't change from person to person. Now, what a calling is what you are summoned to do. And so biblically, God specifically summons you or individuals life to do something. So it's how you serve him, what role you're invited to. And so Romans 11 and 29 says the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable. And First Corinthians 7 and 17 say, let each person lead the life that the Lord has assigned. And then Ephesians 4 and 1 say, live a life worthy of the calling that you receive. So basically, calling answers the question, what has God invited me to do? And so examples of that would be like leadership, teaching, craftsmanship, service, parenting, artistry, ministry, administration, stuff like that. So calling is a personal, irrevocable thing, right? Like you can ignore it, but it isn't reassigned. And then destiny is something completely different from that. It's how your life unfolds over time. So destiny is the outworking of your calling through obedience, through your choices and your faithfulness over time. So Jeremiah 29 and 11 talks about plans and future and hope, right? Psalms um, 139 and 16 talks about how the days are ordained, and Hebrews 10 and 36 talks about endurance that you need to receive the promise, right? So destiny answers the question, what becomes of my life if I walk this out faithfully? And so your destiny is shaped by obedience, influenced by choices, and affected by endurance. You see what I'm saying? So like destiny is conditional. It's not stolen, but walked into, or it's delayed. And so how they work together is like this. So purpose is given, right? Calling is revealed, and destiny is developed. I'm gonna say that again. Purpose is driven, it's given. Purpose is given, calling is revealed, and destiny is developed. So you can fulfill a purpose and ignore the calling, and you can have a calling and like destiny, but you cannot lose calling, but you can miss the moments. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Of course, speak life over yourself, declare God's promises and protection over your life. It's true. That's true.
The Bible does not
It's,
teach like destiny swapping or calling reassignment or purpose theft or replacement or of identity. What it does is it does teach free will and obedience and missed opportunities and delayed promises and rewards according to faithfulness. Now, there are parts of the Bible that say the enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy. And the only way that I see what you're saying, like in a way that, oh, the enemy can come in steal your destiny, meaning like the way that your life develops over time. That is true, and that is called a curse, right? Because it was handed over to someone else. The development of your life. You didn't get an opportunity, well, you had an opportunity, but you allowed that to be changed into something else because of a lack of obedience and faith. Does that make sense? But overall, you're the person who is privy to either keep that or give it away. Is
X.
this making sense to you, TG?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Because you're
I
right.
got
You're 100% right when you say free will exists. And your free will is like one of the biggest things that people play with all the time. And it's probably the sole reason why a lot of people aren't where they want to be, you know, in life in the first place. Is because you can choose, you can actively choose God or not. And the Bible is very clear, like God urges you to love him, to choose him, to ask him, but he don't make you do nothing, right? Because you got the free will.
right.
And he will protect your right to go to hell. He will protect it. You know, some parts of the Bible say he turn you over to a reprobate mind. And like if you're already like in sin, unrepentant sin, right? And then God is like the Bible describes it as him turning his face away from you and you don't have that protection of God. And then you also believe that the sin that you're doing is right when it's wrong, because that's what a reprobate mind is. You're gonna lose everything. Sometimes very quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think God revokes calling. I think he waits for obedience.
Okay, so in the process of him waiting for obedience, so the person that missed that destiny, um, so them, let's just say that person had a destiny of saving, of bringing more people to the kingdom at that particular time, right? Or certain
You say
people.
in the
Let's just say
process.
certain people. Yeah, in the process of, you said he waits,
I said God doesn't revoke calling; He waits for obedience.
right? So you know what I'm saying. You said he waits for the obedience.
Hmm.
So and let's just say the destiny was probably saving 10 souls that he should have
Hmm.
done in between the age of 25 and 30, right? But he wasn't in alignment with God then, right? So are you saying that at that time, uh, God don't you don't think God sent anybody else to help them souls come to him? He just let them souls be out there left alone because they only that one person uh, that he had appointed for it went astray for that particular time. So you don't think he sent nobody else to save them souls or to bring them souls to him?
Okay, so we talked about this a little earlier. Um, so the best way to answer this question, is like I know, I get what you're coming from. Okay, so you're saying that it was this person's destiny, right? Like you said, the destiny was saving 10 souls, and it should have been done through the ages of 25 and 30, and that person was in alignment at that time.
No, without alignment, was out of
Oh,
alignment
okay,
with
I get
God.
what you're saying. Okay, so basically, I think I get what you're trying to say, but it's also like a tricky question. So my answer may sound like, you know what? I know how to answer this. I do think God will still reach those souls? Absolutely. But I don't believe God reassigned that man's calling to do to someone else. Like God fulfilled his purpose through another obedient vessel. Because you did say that that person was out of alignment with God, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
the souls were never the man's destiny, they were God's. You see what I'm saying? The man's destiny was obedience in that season. So the difference is, like, God is sovereign over salvation. People are stewards of obedience. So yes, God will always make sure his people hear the gospel. But that doesn't mean God gave someone else his calling. It means God refused to let disobedience stop God's work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And like I noticed because First Corinthians 3:6-7 said, I planted, um, somebody watered, but God gave the increase. I think some translations say one man planted, another man watered, and then God gave the increase. But Paul didn't say like somebody took the destiny, right? He said God used multiple people to accomplish his will. So like God doesn't need one person to save soul. He invites people to participate. When somebody doesn't show up, God still moves though. You see what I'm saying? Because he's the God of everything. But the
That's what I'm saying.
reward, growth, and the fruit attached to the obedient belongs to the one who obeyed. So it doesn't matter if you don't want to obey or not, God's purpose is still gonna get done. Like, and I think that's the point that you were like harping on, right? Because God
Mm-hmm.
always gets his questions, God always gets his work done, but the question is whether you were a part of it or not, right?
Right.
So we're not disagreeing about God's sovereignty. We're just being precise about human responsibility. I think that's what's happening here.
You can ask God to realign your destiny and remove spiritual blockage. That's on you right there, Mr. Leonard. That's right, I guess. I mean, yeah, that should be right.
What'd you say?
I was talking about her comment. Um,
Oh, you can ask God to
yeah,
realign your destiny and remove spiritual blockage. I agree that we can always ask
yeah.
God for realignment and clarity. I just be careful with the language of destiny blockage because biblically, destiny isn't something that gets jammed. Obedience does. You see what I'm saying? Like, God doesn't need to unblock
But
destiny. He invites repentance and surrender and alignment. And when we return to Him, the path becomes clear, but not because destiny was blocked, because we were distracted or disobedient. Like Proverbs says, like, in all your ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your paths. It doesn't say he repairs destiny, and it says he directs paths. You get what I'm saying? So like, I don't disagree with with the heart of what's being said. I think scripture gives us more precise language though.
mm, yeah,
What you
I can
feeling,
see
TJ?
what you're
Because you
saying.
making noises.
Um,
I need some water. Where my water at? I can't hear you. What you
um,
say?
I was thinking, let my mind ponder. Um, I mean, I understand what you're saying, and we're saying destiny. I don't know. To me, it sounds like, and maybe just the words are too similar. I don't know. But it seems like it's all kind of just tied into one, or could be interpreted that way. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think we all are speaking the same thing. Um, just kind of using different words for it.
I get why it sounds similar because alignment, obedience, and destiny all overlap in conversation, but biblically, they're related, not interchangeable, right? Like destiny is God's intention, and obedience is our response, and alignment is the condition that allows that response to stay consistent. It's like a GPS. Like, the destination doesn't change, but if I ignore the directions, I'll take detours. Not because the destination moved, but because I did. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Because like
yeah.
Romans 11:29 says God's gifts and callings are irrevocable. So destiny isn't fragile, obedience is. That's why obedience is so important. And that's why we also get a choice to obey, right? Well, I don't know why we get a choice to obey, but I do know that we do have a choice, via our free will. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just being precise because the words shape theology. That's all I'm doing. Like they're connected. They're not identical because I feel like destiny is fixed and alignment is chosen. Same conversation, different roles.
Facts. Facts. That's it. That's all. Facts. So, um, it's cool beans. Trying to think where else to go with it because you done took me down this rabbit hole. Uh,
We're rabbit hole.
I don't know. That wasn't the right word. I just said it. I ain't gonna lie to you. It just came out like that at that moment. So uh,
So what about like when you say destiny, what role do you believe choice plays in that?
hold up, say it again.
Let me type it into the in the comments so you can put it up. Hold on.
Hold on, a change is coming.
So I was saying like when you say destiny, what role do you believe choice plays in that?
Choice plays a key role in that because your choice is what determines what your destiny is gonna be.
That's right.
That's just what I believe. Now, I believe, yeah, I believe whether you go left or right, that determines which one you will be. Because we have, um, what I'm looking for, we have multiple different ways to go. Because each at any given point, we could turn to our predestined destiny. But there's so many different parts of life that you can go, uh, so many different ways of one decision. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
I
choice is
agree.
very important.
I agree. Choice plays a
And
huge role because scripture is clear about that. Like where I gently refine it is like our choices don't create destiny; they determine alignment with it. Because biblically, the listing, I mean, blah, blah, blah. Why I can't talk right now? I need some water. Destiny isn't like a menu where God like waits to see what we pick. It's like it's a calling God initiates, and then our choices decide whether we walk in it early, late, or with more resistance.
right,
So, do you actually? Okay, I want to ask this question, and this is your opinion, right? There's no right or wrong answer or whatever. But I do want to ask, I want to know what you think. Like, do you believe God adjusts destiny or adjusts the route based on obedience?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Which one?
I believe he adjusted. It'll have to be based on obedience.
I put it in the comment in the chat so you could like pop it up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm doing something else. Yeah. Yeah. I believe it's gonna be based on obedience because the obedience plays like the second most important thing. You know what I'm saying? Besides choice. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be. Uh, the obedience is what we're gonna determine. We're gonna determine how God adjusts with you. You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, he got to see you're bought in uh, to a goal at hand or to what he have you to do. You know what I'm saying? And then
You
once
say
he
you
sees
believe
that,
that it's the second most important because obedience is what now? You fading
because
out.
of because obedience is what he uses to adjust the destiny. You know what I'm saying? Because how obedient you are, it determines on how far you will go for the destiny. So he has to look at that first to see. So it's definitely based on obedience
Mm.
at a very high level.
I actually agree with
So
most of that.
you agree with all of it.
What you say?
You know,
What?
I ain't saying that. I'm sorry.
Wow, excuse me. I mean, mm, I heard what you said. You said I better agree with all of it. Is that what you said? That's wild.
Yeah, something like
But like
that.
I was saying, like I actually agree with most of that.
Right.
I just fine tune the wording. I don't think obedience is just destiny itself. I think obedience is just access and timing and depth of fulfillment. Because biblically, destiny is God's intention, and obedience determines how fully and how freely and how fruitfully we walk in it. Because, like,
Yeah.
if obedience changed destiny, then disobedience would cancel calling. You see what I'm saying? And scripture shows that
Mm-hmm.
God restores people, like restoring people, not like rewriting their purpose.
Right.
So that's why I agree with most of it. So is
So what?
so would you agree destiny stays constant, but the experience of it expands or contradicts based on expands or contracts based on obedience?
Oh, say that again. There. A little too bad.
Let me see if I can type it in. Mhm.
Who's that lady?
Okay,
Uh,
there we go.
let me see. Would you agree destiny stays consistent, but the experience of it expands or contracts based on
Constant.
obedience? Would you agree destiny stays constant, but the experience of it expands or contracts based on obedience? Yes. I don't think it's yeah, it stays constant if the obedience is there. Yeah. But if it's not, then it's definitely gonna waver uh, from what it originally was. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take you down to hills and curves and mountains and and swamps and stuff like that.
It's not a swamp.
Yeah, to get you back to where you need to be. So it's definitely gonna be a roller coaster if the obedience is not there. So the experience of it definitely changes based on the obedience of what you do, how you do it, or when you do it. All of them are very important factors when you talk about uh, destiny and getting to where you need to be or where he has planned for you to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Lord. Mm-hmm. Lord.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you have your opinion, and I'm just gonna say I think we're actually saying the same thing, just using different language. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm back. I had a call. I better be your husband. Oh, never mind. That ain't my business.
Ooh.
I apologize. I apologize.
Wow.
I apologize.
Excuse
That,
me.
that was way out of line. I apologize. I apologize. Anywho, um, uh,
She probably trying to find you somebody to date. Though is she it probably was a call to find somebody for you to date. The way she
hey,
trying to play matchmaker.
y'all gonna have to figure out a way to notify I am Aries when we're on because he always late. I do have family and friends. You stay at Tupelo. You say your family from Tupelo. A 3-hour drive. That long distance. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got family and friends. Hey. But they ain't gonna be like you. You said the other day you were trained. So if they ain't trained like you, then hey. His family's here. Yeah, but your family in Tupelo, right? Is that what you said? They're my family too. I know. I'm just bro. Stop trying to be so technical.
Whenever I
Yes,
go out,
Tupelo. Okay.
all I
Yeah,
wish I
Tupelo about 2.5 hours from me. I
John
think.
Jacob Jingle Hammersmith.
I don't know. I ain't been to Tupelo. Have I ever been to Tupelo? I ain't never been to Tupelo.
Mm.
My job got a plant in Tupelo though. But I ain't never been to Tupelo. Been to Tupelo. So shoot. Hey, tell them to join in the chat. Then if they got some family, tell them they got to come to the chat. They got to come to the page. Tell them to tap in. Tell them to tap in. Tell them you got this handsome dude that run this show on YouTube, and they might want to check them out. That's what you tell them. That'll get any woman here if you tell them that. You know what I'm saying? You know how y'all be going crazy when somebody say a handsome dude. Y'all be going to the one that try to look. My family does not know I'm on YouTube. Oh, okay, my bad. Then
Handsome
yeah,
is relative.
some people don't like that. Some people Oh, what you say, Miss Studio? I felt like that was a shot.
No, it wasn't. I was saying you said
Okay.
some people like the women be running or something. You were saying like they be running to
Yeah.
you because somebody say
Yeah.
something handsome, and I said, well,
Yeah.
handsome is relative. So
Okay. That's
some
true.
people
That's true.
think handsome ain't just like when a man say, "Ooh, that woman look great," and then another man might not think so. So
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of people like that that don't or their family don't know that they own YouTube or they be using. And I've seen some people find out they family on YouTube because they end up being on there and using a different name before you know it. Woo woo, hey, you my cousin. Ha ha. I'm saying, but yeah, they never wrote that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people don't really. YouTube just now becoming uh the platform to be on. You know, for the
I don't
longest it
know.
wasn't the
It was kind of
platform.
that thing. YouTube been that thing since the 2000s, the early 2000s.
Yeah, but not like it is now. Like
You don't think so?
it's yeah, it's trending more now. Um with the addition of stuff like this, with the addition of stuff like StreamYard and Rescream and stuff like that, allowing you to do multiple things on the YouTube app itself. Like yeah, it's expanding now. Uh, so it's starting to creep up in the social media world. So a lot of people they just not starting to gravitate this way. So a lot of them still on Facebook, Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Instagram. You know, I found out about YouTube in 2020 during COVID, and that's when it started transitioning. Like when COVID hit, a lot of people gravitated to two places. They gravitated to YouTube and they gravitated to TikTok when COVID hit.
TikTok didn't
Like
even exist when COVID hit it.
yes, it did.
It didn't exist until 2 years after that.
Mm-mm. I'm about positive TikTok existed when COVID hit. I'm about positive. Hold, let me Google it. Let me Google it. Let me see when
Please, because I need to
did
know.
TikTok. Uh, TikTok was initially released in September of 2016.
Okay, but when was it
August
like
in 20,
publicly?
2018, 2018, it went globally.
Oh, okay. So you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody was in the house, and then everybody just started doing. They started mimicking these songs and videos and stuff like that. So that's when TikTok took off. And then people started realizing they can make money on there, and then people just say, few people got famous off TikTok. You know, where they got internet famous. I ain't gonna just say famous. They got internet famous. You know what I'm saying? Internet fame. You know what I'm saying? So,
What she say? I've never been on
um,
social media.
mm,
Ooh.
what?
Well, last year was my first year, so
So, so
I
you
can
telling me
understand that.
you wouldn't because you the way you talked the other day, you back in the day, so tell me you wasn't back there on MySpace and stuff like that when it was
I
popping
remember MySpace.
or tagged or
Well,
you
I
know what
guess
I'm
I can't
saying?
say
Like
that either, cause I had a MySpace account. It's still up. My MySpace
I
account's
did
still
too.
up.
And it still runs. Like they still run MySpace right now.
All
I
my
don't have any
banners and stuff still
other social
glittery and
media, just YouTube. Okay. Mm. Oh, okay. Well, you're not a real big social media person then. You never been on MySpace? Okay. MySpace used to be the spot. Like, hey, like, MySpace used to be it.
MySpace was where the creepers were.
Creepers?
Yeah,
Absolutely not. And
for real.
sometimes it's good not to be a social media person. I got off social media for maybe about 2 3 years at one point because I got tired of seeing so much. Like I don't like seeing a lot of bad news, like deaths or wrecks or stuff like that, or people shooting. Like that's why I don't watch the news because I feel like the news put too much negative stuff out and not enough positive stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like so, I got on Facebook about probably about for 2 3 years, and then I got into some other some other business
Mm.
adventures, and I only got back on there and started networking. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said that.
I don't know. I'll try to say it without saying what I do. Uh, you know, 'cause I don't be, you know, you know,
Mm-mm.
because when I go out, people act like I'm really famous. I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I love the crime
No,
sector,
man,
but
you're
I
not a
need breaks.
celebrity.
I'm a mini celebrity. I'm a mini celebrity. I ain't that big yet.
Not a
You know what I'm
minute,
saying?
upcoming celebrity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now I kind
And
of want
see,
to know what you
now
do.
I might tell you for this
I
live,
love the
but I got to
crime
think about it.
sector, but I need
But
breaks.
see, I love crime too. Now, I don't like the news when they talk about actual shootings and stuff, but I'm a law and order SVU type of guy. Like I ain't lying. Like I love some law and order SVU. Like I could watch that show every day, all day. Like that's my go to. That and Criminal Minds, and you know. But see, I don't know much about the crime sector. I don't know much about that on here. Like, what is that? Just bloggers reviewing crime that's unsolved, or what is that? Like,
Oh no.
I don't know what the crime sector is. Like, I know because I actually started paying attention to YouTube when Mo3 passed away. I don't know if you know who that is or not. Anywho, uh, but he passed away, and a
The
lot of people in
singer?
Texas started the rapper.
Oh,
Well, he sing too. He sing too. So, but he do both. But the a lot of bloggers from Texas started like a sector called the Mo3 sector, and they was trying to, I guess you could say, like detectives and try to figure out who actually murdered him. I mean, who actually unalived him. Be forgetting who actually unalived him. And
you can't say that either. You can't say the N word.
no, you're supposed to be able to say the M word on YouTube. It's supposed to be
Nah,
unalived.
man.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how I really got on YouTube like that because seeing them do it out, and I actually was following the case because I thought he was a pretty good rapper. So I wanted to see who unalived him as well. What? Yeah, I like Snapped. I ain't never really liked Snapped. Who the bleep did I marry? I don't know what that is. Fatal Attraction. I read that movie. Who the
I
bleep
seen a
did I
meme
marry?
about
Oh,
that. I don't know what none of these are. I'm not a crime person.
I love mystery and suspense. Yeah, now sometimes that's good. Like mystery and suspense, sometimes that's good. Because I like to do I like my thing with the crime shows is and why I love Law and Order so much. Like a Law and Order throws a lot of plot twists in it when they do the shows. So I like to watch them and see can I figure out who did it before they do. You know what I'm saying? Like that be my goal when I watch it. You need to watch it. Oh, she told me you missed studio. She said you need to watch it.
Watch
She
what?
said it's good. She said it's so good.
Watch
Um,
what?
I don't know which one she talking about. Snippet. Who the bleep did I marry or Fatal Attraction? Or she just talking about mystery and suspense. I don't know.
So again, I'm not a crime person, so that's not something that I'm interested in watching. Yeah, I like
What
other
about
things.
suspense? Suspense is not necessarily a
Uh,
crime. It can be, but you
uh,
know.
I used to love horror. If we're talking about movies, I used to love horror until like I became a Christian, and then I realized I probably shouldn't be watching it, and so I don't. You know, it's
Yeah.
not. My life is filled with enough fatal incidents and people passing away and losing their lives were taken. You know what I mean? Like people who didn't survive. Like I don't really have to watch that kind of stuff because it's so sad. You know, because people around me are permanently silenced. So no need, no need to watch that. Get enough of it in
No,
real life.
no,
So
no, no.
I'm
I
good.
feel you
I
though.
don't. Mm-mm. I
I
would
feel
rather
you.
look at flowers and paint and draw and sing and dance and sew and garden. Those are the
You
type
can
of things that I
dance.
would rather do. You can't. Everybody got a little one too, right?
Yeah, that's all I got too is a 1, 2.
I mean,
That's
that's all
it.
you need. Well, you could dance too then.
I can't even get to
That's
three or
not what
four.
I do, but you could dance too.
Hmm. I guess. I guess you see it that way. Yeah.
I mean, as long as you move into the rhythm or the melody or the beat, you can dance. That's how I see it. I done seen people dance to classical music.
Mm, didn't see that.
For real. We do it all the time over here. Jazz music.
Oh, for real?
Hmm. Are we done with the topic?
Uh, if you got something to say about it, we could talk more about it. I'll put my done with my dialogue on it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I ain't really have a whole lot to say about it anyway.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So most time I just run a topic, then we just vibe out. Yeah.
What about calling versus
Just,
capacity? Like, can you outgrow what you're currently carrying?
uh,
That's not a good topic. Oh, okay. Well, I mean.
well, I ain't say it's not a good topic. I just had to think about it. I had to think about it for a second. Now you gotta let my mind gotta think for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to process. I process slow.
I mean, I know you said at the top of the thing we weren't talking about relationships, so
Yeah.
I was like,
But I
oh,
mean,
yeah.
if you wanna dig into it now, you can dig into it. You know? Don't matter to me now.
I mean, it's not my show.
That's why I just told you. That's why I just told you it don't matter. Like if I follow whatever people talk about. So if we want to jump into it, we can definitely jump into it. You want to jump in something about a relationship?
what you just said was kind of confusing to me. So I'm just going. So let's talk about calling versus capacity then. Like, can you outgrow what you currently carrying, right? So I feel like yes, you can absolutely outgrow what you're currently carrying. And I don't feel like that means that you're like upgrade ungrateful or disobedient or abandoning purpose. Like it could mean growth is happening, right? Because like calling and capacity are related, but they're not the same thing. So like calling is what God invites you into, and capacity is what you're able to carry right now without breaking. And I think that a problem is like a lot of people confuse loyalty with limitation, and they stay in assignments and relationships and roles that once fit them but no longer stretch them. And I don't think they do it because God told them to stay, but because like leaving feels scary or it looks unfaithful. But biblically, growth always requires expansion because Jesus didn't give the same measure to everyone in the parable of talents. And I don't think that was because some of them were less called, but because the capacity was different, right? Because we talked about this like in Matthew 25. Um, and what God does is increase the capacity before he increases the responsibility. So when something that once felt manageable starts to feel like heavy or restrictive or draining, like I don't feel like that's always rebellion. Like sometimes it's revelation. And it's God saying like you've grown and this carried you before, but it can't carry you forward. What do you think about that?
Okay, now say what you say. The topic that you said again, now, because I think you lost me.
I was saying like calling versus capacity. Like, can you outgrow what you're currently carrying?
Yeah, definitely. Um, and you mean outgrow by, or you meaning you kind of outgrow it to where you can handle it, or where you can better sustain it, or you mean outgrow it, or as in you outgrow the situation and you are now in a better mindset, meaning you've grown from the prior situation of what you were carrying.
So, at the beginning, I kind of defined it, both of them. I
Oh,
was saying, like,
go back.
calling is what God invites you into, and capacity is what you're able to carry right now without breaking. Did that answer your
Okay.
question?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I feel like, well,
Mm.
outgrowing what you
So,
carrying doesn't mean that you failed, right? It means that you're being prepared for more. That's how I see it.
well, number one, if we saying outgrowing, and then that should be on the positive side anyway, because now you should be in a place to where you understand what you was previously carrying so much of, and then understanding how to move forward to where you won't tend to get overload yourself and get overwhelmed on the next step. Um, but it's definitely, but it's it's only a positive side to that. I don't think it's a negative side to that.
Well, I think the real danger isn't like outgrowing an assignment, it's refusing to grow your capacity and calling and
But
faithfulness.
if you outgrow it, that means you're growing. So you actually, in reality, you actually growing your capacity.
Right, but
Because
because
if you
Colin
outgrow,
doesn't
you
shrink to match the comfort, the capacity has to expand to meet the Colin.
right. So if it's expanding, that means it's perfect.
You do not like
Oh,
this topic. Okay.
I'm just trying to follow along with it. 'cause all I'm hearing is outgrowing your capacity. That's all I'm hearing. And to me, that's growth. So you're moving in the right direction. You're just understanding how much you could carry at any particular time.
Hmm.
And to me, that's a win. That's a win for the whole team. To me, you know what I'm saying? Because now you're in a better situation. Now you're in a better understanding, and now you're managing what you carry, which is sustainable for you to continue to grow.
Yeah. So like,
Because
for example, like think about somebody who's called to lead. Like early on, they might be leading like a small group, a class, or like even just their family. And at that stage, the assignment fits their capacity because they're learning and they're growing and they're building patience and wisdom. But then as they grow as a person, like what once stretch them starts to feel like tight because the collar changed, or maybe not because the collar changed, but because the capacity increased. So now the same environment feels like limiting and not challenging. And if that person stays put, um, because it's familiar, then they're not being faithful, they're being constrained. And I don't feel like God calls us to like outgrow our capacity alone. He grows our capacity so that we can carry more of the calling. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah,
So like when what you're carrying starts to feel heavy instead of holy, sometimes it's not rebellion, it's just readiness to grow more.
that's true.
Okay, all right, that didn't land well. Okay, all right, well.
That's true. No, I definitely understand what you said.
It was like crickets.
I didn't know if you were talking, so I'll just let you. I mean, I'll let you talk. I didn't know. I'm sorry. No, I definitely follow you though. I definitely
Okay.
understand. But it's all about being able to understand your capacity. Because if you don't understand that, then it's hard to grow because you're gonna overwhelm yourself. So you got to be in the mindset of understanding and figure
That's
out
right.
what you can and can't carry.
So what's something that you outgrew that you thought you carry forever?
Hurt,
Ooh,
being hurt,
I'm proud of you.
huh?
I said I'm proud of
Say
you.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, because because a lot of times you get hurt. Most people, or a lot of people tend to think that's going. It lingers. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, sometimes you think you've gotten rid of it, but it's still present. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Mm.
you try to move on, and before you know it, you taking it out on somebody else, uh, not willingly knowing it, but once you sit back and think about it, you taking it out on them, and then you realize, oh shit, I wasn't even over this, or this hurt still affects me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well, that's a good one
I
because
just
hurts kind of takes up space until something bigger replaces it. So,
right.
And I feel like that's a perfect example. Like Holland didn't change, the capacity did. So
Hmm.
let me ask you this. Can staying loyal to something too small delay what you actually are called to do?
Can staying small.
No, can staying loyal to something too small delay what you're actually called to do?
Yeah, yeah, it can. Simply because a lot of times we have to understand that sometimes God is trying to put us on a bit in a bigger spectrum to reach more people. But if our mindset is small, if we only think, oh, we just only supposed to reach 2 to 3 people, and God destined or predestined or what He has aligned for us is for us to reach 10,000 people. But we in our mindset is like, oh, I only supposed to reach 10, and you stop at that point, or you feel like you've done enough at that point because you think it's small and you loyal to that little small crowd, then it definitely will hold you back from something way
That's a
much
great way to
bigger.
put it. That's a great way to put it. Because sometimes what feels like loyalty is really hesitation. But God is trying to widen the lens so we can see beyond what's familiar. And growth often starts when our view gets bigger before our role does. So that's really good. I guess you could say the bigger spectrum requires bigger trust. Because in a way, like loyalty can be holy, but it can't replace obedience.
Right.
That's good.
Definitely can't replace obedience. Obedience is the key to all the keys. Like I said, that yeah, it'll unlock all the doors. All the doors unlocks. You know what I'm saying? So um let me see.
If somebody listening realizes that they've outgrown what they're carrying, like what's the healthiest next step?
What's the healthiest next step?
Hmm.
Uh once they realize once they realize that they've not outgrown something.
I was just saying, like, if someone listening realizes they have, excuse me, outgrown what they're carrying, what's the logical next step?
The logical next step
The
is
or
to
the healthiest next step?
the healthiest
I'll put
next
it in the
step is
chat so
to
you can.
um, let me see. If someone listen realize that they've outgrown what they're carrying, what's the healthiest next step? Well, I think the healthiest next step is to uh, figure out where you're going next, to figure out
Mm,
what your next step is, and then figure out how much you can carry as you go about getting to them steps. You know what I'm saying? Because now that you realize that you've outgrown some of it, you have capacity, and you feel kind of let's say relieved, and you feel in a better space because now you carrying um, what seems to be a manageable load. Now you take steps to make sure that you don't overload yourself again. So now you got to figure out
that's
where you're
solid.
going, and then but once you figure out where you're going, now you got to realize, okay, so that I don't overload myself again. I have to drop something off in order to pick something else up as I move up in these steps. Because if you don't drop nothing off and you continue to move up, then you're gonna be right back in the same position. You're gonna be right back overloaded. So what you don't need to go to that next step, you need to let go of. So when you intake something else, you still at a space to where it's manageable to carry.
Mm. What does Who's That Lady think? I think that was real solid what you said. Because growth isn't just about knowing where you're going, right? It's about honestly assessing what you carry on the way there. And the healthiest next step is clarity and pacing. You're right. So I guess so you don't drop what God is growing, you know?
Right. That's how it should be. That's definitely how it should be. To get you along that way. Yeah. So I don't know. But anywho, but no, we good. Well, it's been about an hour and 40, so we ran through the dialogue. So it's almost 10 o'clock, so hey, we good. We good for the night. I think so. What you think, Miss Studio? You ready to wrap it up?
Okay.
Any last words that you may have that you wanna add? Yeah,
Yeah.
TK Soul.
What?
TK Soul. Ah.
Well, I'll say growth is real. Calling is steady and capacity can expand. So if something no longer fits, it doesn't mean that you failed, people of YouTube. It means that you're becoming, right? So keep listening, keep aligning, and keep moving forward. Y'all stay vigilant. Have a good night.
Appreciate you, Miss Studio.
This has been Talking Greasy.
Yeah, Lord. Yeah, Lord. Super, okay. Round of applause for Miss Studio as she exits the building. You feel me? So appreciate y'all tapping in. I appreciate everyone that tapped in tonight. Everyone dropped a comment, hit that like button, please. Appreciate Miss Studio as my co-host hitting the panel. She does an amazing job. Hats off to her. Um, so but you know, most importantly, bro, when we talk about destiny swapping, Miss Studio gave us another interpretation of it, you know what I'm saying? But when you talk about destiny swapping, just make sure you gain peace. Make sure you gain peace. Make sure you gain clarity. You know what I'm saying? You gain that feeling when you wake up tired and satisfied. You know what I'm saying? So if this episode hitting you, if it's hitting you good, you know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, drop a comment in there. If you're watching a replay, you know what I'm saying? That means destiny knocking. And at this time, don't switch seats. Stay where you belong. You feel what I'm saying? So, as I always say before I get up out of here, bro, if you got somebody you love, go tell them, go see them, go hug them. Let them know that they're a part of your life. Because what somebody going through today, it can easily be you tomorrow. Before I get up out of here, I always remember, bro, life be life and people be people. Opinions be flying. And over here, We just talking Greazy. Y'all be blessed.